Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from Royal Kludge. This is the N80 low-profile wireless mechanical keyboard with screen. Now this is a great keyboard if you want to save space on your desk, and it has a very intuitive information center built into the upper right-hand side with that OLED screen on the knob. We're going to check this out now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is everything that we get once we get the N80 out of the box. We're going to get some documentation from Royal Kludge, and this is a nice handout to have. It's in big print. You're not going to need a magnifying glass to read it. You've got your multimedia keys for Mac on the right and for Windows on the left. We also have some function and combination keys for customizing your backlighting and things like that. We also have how to connect either via 2.4 gigahertz dongle or Bluetooth. This has 3 different ways that you can connect, either wired USB, Bluetooth for 3 devices, and 2.4 gigahertz dongle. So hold on to this because it's got a lot of good information. Now, the cable that they give us with this is going to be a standard USB Type-C to USB Type-C for recharging the 3,750 milliamp battery that's inside here. Now, you get an adapter for USB Type-A in case your device doesn't have USB Type-C, but this is super simple and easy to hook up, and we'll show you that in just a little bit. And there's an extra feature that I do want to show you as well. Again, a 3,750 milliamp battery, up to 25 hours with RGB on and 115 hours with the RGB backlighting off in Bluetooth or 2.4 gigahertz wireless mode. Now we do get a keycap puller and switch puller here because we can pull these low profile keys and switches and replace them out if we want to. And speaking of replacements, they do give you 5 extra replacement switches. Now in this model I have the brown low profile switches. These can also come with red low profile switches, and you can see that they're just 12 millimeters tall for the switch itself, making this much lower profile than your normal switch. And again, it really comes down to your personal feel, whether you like brown switches or red switches for your typing experience. Taking a look at the main unit itself here, this is an 80 key top mount 75% wireless keyboard, so you're going to have a lot of space saving on your desk here. Again, we've got that smart display screen and knob up here. We will get into that in just a few moments, and it is tri-mode. Again, wireless Bluetooth for up to 3 different Bluetooth devices, 2.4 gigahertz, and USB Type-C wired. Now this is got to be one of the lowest profile mechanical keyboards that I've seen in quite a while. The deck itself is nice. It's got a triple sound absorbing layer on the back here. We do have a magnetic slot for your 2.4 gigahertz wireless dongle, and then we have a dedicated on and off switch. We do have our USB Type-C input, and we also have a USB Type-C hub so that we can plug in either a USB Type-C drive, maybe a thumb drive, or you can use it to charge up another device like maybe your phone or your tablet, so you have a USB Type-C hub built right in. We do have our RGB on the back here. We're going to have levelers that are dual height so that we can adjust this to whatever's the most comfortable for you. So overall, nice construction here on the N80 from Royal Kludge. We'll get into this knob in just a few moments. We'll do a typing test, and I'll be right back. Here we've got a closer look at the low-profile RK brown tactile switches that are in this particular setup. Again, you can get the red switches if you like those more for your typing experience, but these are going to be your tactile brown switches. You have north-facing RGB, as you can see here. We do have our pre-lubed setup stabilizers. You can see with the keycaps. We also have our low-profile keycaps here, and you can replace these if you do want to, but I find these very comfortable to type on out of the box. Okay, taking a look at the knob on the right-hand side here, we've got this OLED screen here. You can see that it defaults to a volume, and we can adjust our volume up or down with this very easily. Now, with one press, I can go into whatever mode that I would like, Bluetooth 1, 2, or 3, or wired. If I hit the Bluetooth 1, it will now be in pairing mode for Bluetooth 1, and you can do that for your other Bluetooth devices as well. Also have our 2.4 gigahertz mode, our USB mode, a home screen, which I'll get into in just a second. This will allow us to switch through a few different things, which is going to be a clock, which will be a traditional clock, your time and date, or an animated GIF or picture file that you can upload with the software. So taking a look at the clock, you've got just your clock face type of clock here. This is nice and handy to have if you just need to quickly glance at the time. And then we have our time, which also has the date, the day, and the time and your battery level as well. If we go back to home again, we've also got our GIF selection or picture selection. So we'll check that out real quick. This is the default GIF that is on the keyboard itself. And this will just stay here on this screen so that you can check it out, add a little bit of flair to your setup. Now, of course, the main one is going to show you your connection, whether it's Windows or Mac, whether you're connected via Bluetooth, your caps lock is on, you're muted or not, your battery life, your date, and of course, your settings there for your battery as well are all listed right here on this main information center. Okay, so if we go and press in, we can go over to our effects. We can change our RGB color brightness. You can see that I can change the brightness all the way down or all the way up right here from the knob. I can also change the color. So if I want it to be RGB or just red, I can make it just red or just green, or I can just go back to RGB. And I can also change the effects as well, the speed, and the language. We have Chinese and we have English. I'm going to leave mine on English, and then we can return back to our original setup there, or main screen. Okay, so let's take a look at the Royal Kludge software here. You can see that this is a main screen is going to be for profiles. You can add or delete or modify profiles. You start out with 3, but you can add more. And you can really go in and drill down from individual keys. So if I wanted to select a key, I can use the default function, disable the key, or use custom key combinations, macro definitions, multimedia keys, or Windows shortcuts. If we go into multimedia keys, I can do, pause, play, stop, mute, screen brightness, up or down, that type of thing. So we can add all of these different things to each individual key, which makes everything very customizable for you depending on how you want this set up. The next tab is macros. So we have a full macro suite here where you can import or export your macros. You can make new ones. You can copy them, rename them. A full support for macros there. Under this light effect mode, you can see we've got about 20 light effects here. And we can change these over. We can also change the colors. We can change the, with the color wheel, we can change to any color we really want. We can adjust the brightness here, the animation speed, and the wireless sleep time, which is nice to have to save battery. If you're using this on Bluetooth or 2.4 gigahertz, you can adjust from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, and it will go to sleep to save battery life. So you can adjust that there as well. So nice touch there to help you save some battery life. We do have custom lighting where we can go in per key and do different light modes per key, or we can select all, just the numbers, or our W, A, S, and D keys, and we can just add lighting effects to those areas. So you can really make this your own if you just want your W, A, S, D keys to be a certain light pattern, and then you want the number keys to be another light pattern. You can do that, or you can do them all or individually. Now, the TFT screen here is for GIF files or static images, either JPEGs or GIFs. And if you go to load, this is where I have a GIF here on my desktop. I'm just going to load this up and open it up. Now you just have to make sure that it's in the window, the viewable area that you want here. So you're going to zoom in or zoom out to fit the GIF into this area. Once you get it lined up how you like, you can then do OK, and you'll see that the GIF will come up here, and you can play it or pause it. You can remove frames, and then you can click save if you want to save it to your PC, or you can click apply. Now once you click apply, it's going to upload this to the keyboard, and then it will be ready for playback on your multimedia knob. Now it may look a little pixelated on screen here, but in real life, when you're not under LED lights like I am in my studio, you're not going to have any problems. It's going to be a nice crisp and clean image. Last thing we're going to look at is settings here. We can set it to auto run. We can enable tap. We can change our language. We can reset the keyboard data, restore factory settings, check for a software or firmware update, and we can set our debounce from 1 to 2. So overall, the RK keyboard software is an all-in-one for the RK N80 and works out really, really well. So there you go. That's my review of the Royal Kludge RK N80, a low-profile wireless mechanical keyboard with screen. This has a lot going for it in a small package. If you're looking for something that's not going to take up a lot of space on your desk, and also has a great typing experience out of the box with that nice OLED knob with information center and control over your keyboard. Plus, it also has a USB Type-C hub built in and multiple connections, such as Bluetooth for 3 devices, 2.4 gigahertz wireless, and of course wired USB Type-C. Overall, I've been pretty impressed with what they've put together with the RK N80, and if you're looking for a low-profile keyboard, you might want to check this one out. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.